Hey everybody, welcome to your 3-day sneak peek into what Beachbody coaching is. We're super excited to have all of you with us, and we hope that these next 3 days are super informative and that it makes your decision even easier to decide to join our Beachbody team and try this whole coaching thing out. So today I'm going to talk about what makes a good Beachbody coach and what it takes to be successful. And trust me when I say that coaches come in all different types, all shapes and sizes. There's no two coaches that are the same, which is what makes this opportunity what it is. And, it's really important as you go through these next 3 days to really, recognize and understand that people are going to relate to you. And it's really, at the end of the day, about being yourself and about using the gifts and talents that you have and share that with other people. So I'm not sure how many of you know my story, but I started coaching about 2 years ago, and I was, when I decided to join as a coach, I was working full time. I had just had my second baby. We were living with my parents because we were building our new house. It was honestly complete and total chaos, and we at the same time knew that the car that I drove, that was the main family vehicle for myself and the two kids, was going to have to be replaced because I was driving the vehicle that I had when I graduated from college. And with building a brand new house and all the bills that came with that, and then having to buy a new car and having a second baby, we knew that we needed to, if we wanted to keep living the lifestyle that we were living, we needed to bring in some extra money. And up until that point, I had been a part-time fitness instructor. So I taught group fitness classes, I taught a boot camp. But when we moved and when we had a second baby, the schedule just became almost impossible. There wasn't enough time for me to teach and get home and, get myself and the kids ready before I had to leave and get to work. And my husband left for work even earlier than I did. So we knew we needed to find a way to bring in some extra income. And that's when I decided to give this whole coaching thing a try. I should also note that I was asked about half a dozen times to coach prior to that. And it just, I said no. I just flat out said no, didn't even consider it. I didn't want to have to sell to my friends and family. I thought it was a pyramid scheme. It just wasn't the right time for me, and I wasn't giving it enough thought, and I wasn't really taking the time to understand what it was. I was also scared to death to post pictures of myself or selfies of myself. I thought that's what coaches did. I thought it was, I was like, there's no way I'm going to do that. And as transparent as my life is now on Facebook and on social media, at the time I was super private about that. I was on Facebook a lot. I was on Instagram, really wasn't a thing, but I was on Twitter. And I was using all of those social media platforms really just to stay in touch with friends, but it was absolutely nothing that I was using from a business perspective, and definitely not wanting to put myself out there from that point of view. So what made me decide to join, I was approached to join a challenge group after I had my son Connor. I made a post about doing the 21-day fix, and a friend of mine reached out and said, hey, my coach is running a challenge group. Do you want to join? And I was like, I do not need any help from an accountability perspective. I used to be a fitness instructor myself, but I'm going to join because I want the recipes. And I joined, and I was pleasantly surprised at the support that I received. And I started following my coach's Facebook page, and I started to see all the vacations she was going on and all the clothes that she was able to buy. And I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, I think I could actually do that. And so I started to really watch what she was doing and to follow some other coaches. And that's when I decided that maybe this coaching thing was something I could do. And if I could just make a couple extra bucks to cover the cost of a car payment, that would be a big help to my family. And now I'm making enough in a month to cover our mortgage, our car payment, gas bills, all that stuff. So it's definitely an amazing opportunity. It's been a blessing to my family. But, that being said, so that's a little bit about me. There's a lot of people who think I have to be a fitness instructor. I have to be in the best shape of my life. I have to be a nutritionist. You have to be a marketing genius. And I'm here to say that you don't have to be any of that. Like I said, I had just had my second child when I decided, when I started to think about becoming a coach, I was nowhere near my pre-pregnancy body. As much as I have a business background and marketing background, I was not familiar with MLMs or anything like that. Was not into that whole direct sale type thing, especially to family and friends. So, I was totally naive to that as well. So I'm going to go over what it takes to be a successful coach and what's necessary, just so that you guys can get an idea, and that's not super scary. So the first thing is that you really have to care. At the end of the day, you have to genuinely care about other people. Most of what I do with Beachbody is talking to other people, and I do genuinely care about what their goals are and what they're interested in doing, and what their setbacks are and what they're struggling with. I genuinely care about that, and so you have to have that innate ability to care about other people, which I know for the people that I invite to these sneak peeks, and the people that I invite to the coaching opportunity, they're people that I know genuinely care about others. They're in my challenge groups, reaching out, answering questions, providing advice, or maybe it's somebody that I know or that I'm seeing on social media that just genuinely cares about others. And that's really, a core component about what we do. Beachbody's mission statement, at the core is that they want to help other people lead healthy and fulfilling lives. And so everything they do is based off of that mission. And that was a big part of why the opportunity was speaking to me. Because, let's face it, there's a ton of MLMs out there. There's jewelry, there's makeup, there's bags, there's lots of MLMs. There's, nail wrap type things. There's lots of different MLMs out there. But at the end of the day, I needed something that I could stand behind. I needed something that made me feel fulfilled. And helping people lead a healthier life, changing their nutrition, changing their fitness, waking up in the morning and getting messages from people saying that they've dropped 10 pounds or their blood pressure dropped, their cholesterol dropped. That's what fuels me to do what I do. It's really helping other people, and it's really helping people transform their lives. So, at the core, you genuinely have to care about other people. You have to want to help them find a solution, so it's asking lots of questions. It's genuinely just wanting to help them. The second thing that you have to do, which most of you do already, is lead by example. We call it being a product of the product, but it's really, eating clean 80% of the time. Being fit, I shouldn't say being fit, but working out. So following a workout program, using the products, right? You don't have to be at your goal weight. You don't have to be a perfect example of clean eating, right? I'm definitely not. I like to have a glass of wine. I like to have my sweets. Coaches aren't perfect. They're human beings as well. And so it's not like you're going to sign up to be a coach and you have to just be, such 100% example of clean eating. But what you need to do is be showing that you're leading a healthy lifestyle. You're trying to eat clean. You're following clean recipes. You're working out. You're drinking your Shakeology. A lot of my success comes from people who are watching my journey, right? So I'm pretty transparent. I'm transparent about what works for me, what doesn't work for me, when I fall off the wagon, when I need help getting back on. And that's what people look for. I have coaches who are just starting out in their health and fitness journey, and they're like, who's going to want to follow me? Who's going to want to have me as their coach? And I tell my coaches all the time, what makes you and what makes people want to work with you is that you're relatable, right? So when they're seeing you go through your journey, or they're seeing you open up about the struggles that you've had, or they're seeing you talk about what's worked for you, they want to work with that. They want to work with you, right? And so I tell all of my coaches just to be themselves, just to be open and honest about their journey, lead by example, do the programs, follow the nutrition plans, drink the Shakeology, and just show people that it works, right? And it's not to say that you have to do every single program, or you have to have had done every single program, right? When I first started, I had done a couple programs, but not all the way through. I had only done a couple, and I didn't have, I had my pregnancy transformation story, but I didn't have, like that 50-pound weight loss story or that life-changing story. I was just a mom who was trying to lose her baby weight and who was trying to make, some healthy decisions for her family and was trying to come up with recipes that my whole family would eat. That was my story, and it was relatable to people. I talk about my depression and my anxiety and my body image issues. That's relatable to people. And I talk about how the programs are helping me and how the nutrition's helping me and how the Shakeology helps me. I'm just being open and honest. The other big thing is you don't have to be a nutritionist and you don't have to be a trainer. Beachbody pays the big bucks to have people come up with the programs. They pay, people like Autumn Calabrese and Tony Horton and Joel and Jericho and all of the other trainers that they have. They pay them to come up with the programs and come up with the nutrition plan. All we have to do is motivate and encourage, right? So yes, I have a fitness background. A lot of my coaches don't. I'm definitely not a nutritionist. I read up on it now. I'm interested in it. It's something that I enjoy learning about, but I'm in no way a nutritionist. But we don't have to be. Beachbody hires people to do that and to create the programs. All we have to do is, again, care about other people, ask questions to figure out, okay, what types of programs would be a good fit for them based on what they're telling me. And side note, we give you all the tools that you need to be able to answer those questions. And you just have to match people up with the right program and the right nutrition plan. And that's really what you have to do. You have to be a motivator to them, right? So, I post my meal plan. I post what I'm doing. I'm getting those meal plans from the program books, right? So I'm piecing it together. Yes, I'm going on Pinterest and Google and I'm looking up recipes and I'm making changes to make it work for whatever nutrition plan I'm on, and I'm sharing that with my challenge group. I'm sharing that with my challengers. That's what you have to do. When they ask you questions, you're there as a resource, right? You're there to motivate them. When they start to get frustrated or they start to, wonder, is this program really going to work for me? You're there to encourage them, remind them of their goals. That's what your job is. Kind of a little side note. So Beachbody was started by Carl Deichler and John Cogden, and it was created because they had these amazing fitness programs, and they were trying to reach the masses with these programs because they knew they worked, because they got good results. But what they were finding was they were having a hard time getting to as many people as they wanted to. They were having a hard time motivating the people who bought them, right? Because again, it was two guys who were trying to, support all of these people that they were selling these products to. And that's when they decided we need a network of coaches who are going to do that for us, right? So people like me and Beth and Rose who are using the products, who are talking about the products, and who are hosting challenge groups and working one-on-one with people to motivate them and to keep them going. That's why this coaching opportunity was started, because they wanted to take these amazing products and find a network of people that could use the products and then motivate others to use them as well. So here's really, one of the main keys, in my opinion, to this business is that out of all of the MLMs out there, health and fitness is never going away. So I do have a business background, and so when I'm looking at opportunities, I'm looking for something that's sustainable, right? Like, is this business going to be here in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? And the cool thing is, health and fitness isn't a trend, right? It's not something that's, going to go away in 2 years. It's not something that people are going to get sick of. People are always trying to find ways to get fit, to lead a healthy lifestyle. It may not be right now, right? So you're going to find, as you're going through this and as you're coaching and as you're inviting people to join you on this journey, it's not always the right time for people. It wasn't always the right time for me. It probably wasn't always the right time for you. It may have taken you a while to raise your hand and say, I'm ready to make a change. But the thing is, health and fitness will always be there. And Beachbody just does a fantastic job of always staying ahead of the curve, right? So they just launched this all-access challenge pack and their Beachbody On Demand, which is basically like Netflix for the fitness world, because they knew that people wanted to be able to easily access fitness. And there's no better way than to accessing fitness from your phone, right? So, you can be anywhere and access a program right from your phone and stream it and work out in your hotel room, in your living room, wherever. You can always have access to all of the programs, which is absolutely amazing. And so that's one thing that I love a lot about Beachbody is that they're always ahead of the curve, and they're always trying to make it easy for people to stay fit. And we are doing something that isn't going to go out of style per se. And when I was looking, so I was also approached by other MLMs, mainly because I do have a marketing and business background, and so I think people, maybe I'm like a prime target. I don't know, but I needed to do something that I felt passionate about, right? So, and there's nothing wrong with handbags or nail wraps or anything like that. Nothing at all. I buy them. I support, all of those different companies, because if I want something like that, I'm going to go to somebody I know who's selling it and buy it and support small businesses. But for me, I had to do something that I was passionate about and that fulfilled me. And I will say that knowing that I'm making an impact on other people's lives and helping them to become healthier and helping them to lose weight and helping them to drop their cholesterol and drop their blood pressure and really make a change in their life is so motivating to me. It's why I do what I do. It's why I love what I do, and it's why I'm so passionate about it, because we are genuinely making an impact on people's lives. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt, there's very few MLMs out there that can say that. Yes, it's great to have amazing jewelry. Yes, it's great to have the coolest handbag. Yes, it's great to have your nails look amazing. Yes, it's great to wear the most comfortable leggings out there. Totally get it. Support all of them. But for me, I need to be doing something that I know is making an impact on someone's life. And that to me is helping somebody lead a healthier and a more fit life, getting their nutrition on track, getting their fitness on track, helping them to be happy and healthy. Final point, I think there's 2 more points. But the other thing that makes a coach so great is being themselves. So be real, be yourself, be relatable. Don't try and be anyone else, right? You're going to be hearing from 3 coaches this week, myself, Beth, and Rose. And we are all so different. We all have the same passion of helping other people, and we want people to lead a healthy lifestyle, and we want to help make a change. But we're so, so different. Our styles are very different. And that's what makes us unique, and that's what makes all of our businesses thrive. My story is I've got 2 kids, 2 young kids, a husband. I work full time. I joke that my world is a hot mess, because it is. I volunteer. I'm always on the go. I'm doing this part time. So my life is a hot mess, right? And I'm relating to other moms and other women who are in similar situations. Maybe they have young kids. Maybe they're struggling to keep it all together. They're constantly on the go. How can I make healthy meals that are family friendly, that are kid friendly, that my 2-year-old's going to eat, that my picky 4-year-old's going to eat? How do I do it on a budget? How do I do it quickly? Because I get home from work at 5 o'clock and I need to have dinner on the table by 5:30, and I don't have a ton of time to mess around. I'm also pretty open about the fact that I've struggled with body image issues and depression and anxiety. And so I talk a lot about that. I relate to people who have similar experiences or similar struggles. That's very different from the other coaches on my team and some of the other coaches that you're going to hear about today. But that's my story, and that's what makes me me. And what I found through this business was when I started just sharing my journey and my story and being 100% authentic to who I was, I started to see a lot of success. I tell my coaches all the time, it's okay to follow top coaches. It's okay to follow other coaches that you like and that you see are super successful. But don't copy them. Be yourself. And, our job at the end of the day is to attract like-minded people, to attract people into our business who are like us. And in order to do that, you have to just be authentic to who you are. This, I promise you, is the final thing. A lot of people that I talk to and a lot of coaches that I approach are worried that they're not going to know what to say. They're not going to know what to post. They're not going to know how to help people. And that's why you have this team. So you're going to go through a full training. You're going to be added to a private Facebook group. We have monthly team calls. I do one-on-one calls twice a week with all of my coaches, my personally sponsored coaches. You're going to have training videos and webinars and live events. There's so many resources out there that you will be totally set. If your concern is not knowing where to start and not knowing how to make it work for you, put that fear to bed, because we have such a great system in place for all of our new coaches that just gets you up and running quickly and gives you all of the resources that you need to be successful. So that is it for your first video of your 3-day sneak peek. If you have any questions, please post them below. This group works and these sneak peeks work when you are asking questions and interacting. Now is the time to get your questions answered. Again, there's 3 coaches who are sponsoring this week's sneak peek. So don't be shy. Ask whatever questions you have. We'll be more than happy to answer them. If you're not comfortable posting them in this group, you can reach out to the coach that invited you. But if you're comfortable, post them below this video. If you have any thoughts, we'd love to hear those as well. So just comment below. All right, guys. Have a great day.